So when I do readings and people say, when am I going to meet my twin, FLAME? Because TT doesn't like that. Did you know that TT doesn't like that? Do you notice that? I just tell people, okay, so you want all your wounds and trauma and negative stuff to be brought out by a mirror, which is a partner, which is a twin, which I think the whole twin thing is like such a sham. And it's like, that's why I call it the evil twin. And I literally had an experience with one. Let me tell you. It was someone that I met through friends, the normal way, through Facebook friends, and then we would hang out. And this person brought me, or for my birthday, they had the really fancy chocolates delivered by a chocolatier that was vegan chocolates, handmade, and they were in the mall. And they were like this new company. They were amazing, and they were good. And they had different levels of dark and milk chocolate. And they had, I think, roses scent. And I had never met them before. And they had done this for me. And it was just like, wow. Or maybe it was a card with flowers. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But the chocolates, I could not forget. And I was like impressed. And it was, then one of my old friends knew this person who I thought was a friend. Was kind of a friend. Work friend. Acquaintance. Which I never judged. She had her own stuff going on. Whatever. So she was like vouching for him. As in, oh, he's a good person. So we ended up finally, after a whole year later, we were Facebook friends first. And then a whole year later, the chocolates came and then all this. And so we finally hung out a whole year later. So we were friends for a while. And we chatted for a bit. And I was like, oh, you're a marketing person, web person. Hey, yeah, maybe I could collaborate with you because I would like to market my business more, which is always something I'm always having trouble with. And he was like, sure, yeah. So then the chocolates arrived and we finally hung out. And come to find out, he was born on the same day that I was. Different year, but same day. I think I was 2 years older. Which is fine because I always look younger than what I am normally. Of course, as time marches on, who knows? Which I can't help. Well, I guess I can get facelifts, I guess. But anyway, he was born on the same day I was. And I was like, oh. I was like, red flag. Of course, I ignored it because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want them to prove me right that they suck. Because deep down I know. I'm like, okay, so this is a twin, and this is going to be like bad. Well, as it turns out, with that kind of thing, it can be bad for you or it can be bad for them. It turned out to be bad for him because little did I know he was still and he was still drinking excessively and driving. And I told him, you cannot have that stuff in my house at all. I don't care if you drink. Drink responsibly. But the other stuff, no. So he said, oh, yeah, you're right. I want to get rid of this. I want to live a healthier life. I'm like, I'm all about that. I love to juice and all that stuff. And of course, anyway. And he was like, okay, got rid of that stuff. But then he started combining prescriptions with the drinks. And I was like, you need to talk to someone and bring it down. Oh, well, 4th of July came around. It was a big nightmare. Kicked his butt out. Got a extreme, what. And so for him, it was bad. But he got sober. And 2 years later, he had I call it the grand mal, but it's like the widowmaker heart attack. Because, well, I am the Black Widow, of course. Being the Sag that I am. And he nearly died, but he was lucky. Of course, that's when he had walked out on me on top of me supporting him through all of the whole thing and the whole court thing and the whole everything. I supported him through the whole thing. And then, of course, once it's done, walks out on me, of course. But then he has this really bad, heart thing. And almost, and unalives. But luckily he doesn't because there was someone in the apartment complex who was there and he was working out. He was always very healthy looking and very handsome and very beautiful, okay? And dark skin, the thing that I love. I love dark skin on men. I do. And there was someone in the office that could assist him. He got help instantly. And in Arizona, I mean, I have to hand it to the EMS here. They respond quick and they are so good. And I've always have felt lucky for them and grateful for them. So lucky for him, he survives. And I just told him, if you hadn't done it wouldn't have hit you so early because it was the heart disease thing in his family. So if you do it brings it on quicker, any heart disease, because it's very hard in your heart and veins and brain and, well, of course, central nervous system. So if you have issues with that, I would suggest you not do that at all. And of course, I was born with a heart murmur, so I never did anything like that. So I was always like telling people, no, no, it's bad for your heart. All my friends, my whole life. And so that twin was bad for him. It was bad for me because it broke my heart forever. Because I felt like we had so much in common. We were almost like a replica of each other. It was kind of creepy. But at the same time, like when he walked out of me, it was like broke me forever. And I've been single for over 8 years. Like it's just been like stewing in my own scorpion juices, if you know what I mean. I just feel like that. But that's why when people ask me about, when am I getting my twin? I'm just like, don't. And if you feel like you have met them and they are born on the same day or year as you, walk away from them and do not entertain them. And also, if they're the same sign as you, I would say to stay away from that too, because my whole life I've been through this where other Sages they always attract into my life. And same thing with my clientele. I have Sag clients, male Sages especially, and I'm just like, ooh. I cope with them well, but I can see how I get triggered underneath it all, and I'm just like, wow. But interestingly enough, my ex, who was born the same day as me, his 2 children are also Sages. So if we were to get back together, it would be the House of Sagittarius, which I thought was kind of cool. Because if you could survive that and endure that and like live with each other, it'd be kind of fun too, though. It'd be real fun. Let me tell you, it'd be so much fun. But it would be like so karmic and interesting, which I would just love that, actually, because I don't know, I'm just so dark. Like when people go, Saturn retrograde, I'm all, oh, I love Saturn. I just love like Pluto and Aquarius retrograde. I've just been loving like the gloom. You wouldn't know it to look at me though. But beware the twin. It can be your favorite worst experience, your favorite gloomy, gothica, melancholia replica. So if you're up for that, maybe, but at the same time, get your chart done, look at your synastry, and see how much is in there, and just think about that before you decide to twin up.